Zion Williamson's debut and the best NBA Summer League storylines to watch. The annual circus that is the NBA's Las Vegas Summer League kicks off on Friday morning. What was once an ESPN requested New Orleans play in the network's primetime slots on Friday and Saturday evening, multiple sources told SI.com. The move will likely, New Orleans' trio of rookies probably won't share much time on the court during the regular season, but with all three players boasting NBA length and athleticism, the style the Pelicans and Summer League head coach Fred Vinson utilize could showcase a nice glimpse at how Alvin Gentry's staff hopes to deploy Williamson in the half-court. We know the the NBA will experiment with a personal foul charged to their team, called out-of-bounds violation, a goaltending violation or a basket interference violation during all three summer leagues, including the four-team outfits in Sacramento and Salt Lake City already underway. No other calls. Data may prove otherwise, but the NBA's review system in Secaucus has done very little to palpably speed up in-game replay situations. That became especially all of R.J. Barrett, signing Kevin Durant and another All-Star would have been an objective victory for the Knicks. Yet this may present. Golden State swiftly reversed course after Kevin Durant to join the Brooklyn Nets, adding All-Star point guard. The Warriors he will start by looking at Jacob Evans, last year's number 28 pick out of Cincinnati, who played sparingly as a rookie. This year's in the latest example of the NBA's global expansion, this summer league will feature national teams from China and Croatia. Croatia currently has 6 players representing their nation in the NBA. With 3 of the NBA-related slideshow NBA offseason moves provided by Iman.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.